what I'm starting with is crazy. Look, let's just watch first. Let's just watch first before you're like, ugh, because I already know you went, ugh. Let's just watch first. Bro has a nice physique. Besides the scars, and he says, I remember I saw his comment says from Accutane, which I don't believe. I think it may be a combination of, well, it is a combination of gear use, but most importantly, a combination of Accutane gear use and just maybe misuse. But at the end of the day, that's not, for me to judge. The biggest thing I could say, it's like, this is why for me, stopped bodybuilding. Not because I didn't have the genetics, not because I didn't have physique. And yes, you can do natural competitions. But when it came to the top guys, to be able to rank amongst the top, you had to take gear. You have to take gear. You have to. For me especially, I did NPC. And in NPC, when I first did it, I got first and second place with my amateur category. And I beat guys that were on steroids. And I would just look at their skin and backstage. Yeah, the tan will cover it up, but what you would see backstage is certain things that made me one or two shows is good enough for me. I'm not here to be a borderline bodybuilder. I'm just an athlete just trying new things and testing the waters. So for me, that's why I stopped, just because you do have to take gear to get to that next level. You do. And again, there is natural shows, but if you want to be at the top, you're going to have to take some gear. Because, let's be honest, most of the natural shows, nobody really gives a fuck about. Like the Arnold, like Mr. Olympia. Nobody really tracks the natural shows within those shows. Nobody does. So yeah, at the end of the day, you can do what you want, and this is what it looks like when you just take gear, and these are the reactions that your body can give you. I'm not saying he's misusing it, because I don't know his situation. I don't know what he's been through. I don't know how he's been doing it, how long. But to me, this looks like a little bit of misuse. Because you could tell by the face, puffy, and I bet you this guy's probably 19, bro. 100%. I bet you this guy's 19. Yeah. That's crazy, though.
Statistically, only 1 out of 30 people who have a gym membership can bench 225. Less than.
Yeah, that's bullshit right off the rip. 1 in 30 people who have a gym membership can bench 225. I have been to the box gym where I'm at, EOS, and I have shown out of the 10 freaking bench presses that they have, all 10 of them are loaded with 225 minimum. Now I go to a bigger bodybuilder gym. What do you think people in there are pushing? That's bullshit. That statistic is outdated, overrated.
Nah, bro, it's not outdated and overrated. You just go to the gym a lot. I go to the gym a lot. And where I go to the gym, sometimes I barely see 225 on the bar, honestly. But maybe where you go, maybe a bigger area, more populated, you're in more people that work out, you're gonna see more people bench 225. And I think this stat is based off the average man, not just the guys that work out. We're talking about the entire population. And I would say not 1 out of 30, more like 1 out of 20 to 25, can't bench 225. Or can't get it for at least 2-3 reps. Maybe 1 forceful rep. But yeah, I think that stat is correct. Because I just been to a lot of gyms, and I've rarely seen a lot of people just take 225 and just take it for a ride. For me, I take it for a ride. I've been benching forever. So 225 is something that, it's not my warm-up, but it's definitely one of my working sets. To leading to 275. My max is 295. I know it should be 315. It will be soon. But I never really benched that much. I prefer dumbbell flat bench press. I could take, 125s on each arm with a dumbbell flat bench press. But with the bench, I can't hit 315 yet. But yeah, I think that stat is correct, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think that stat is correct. Because at the end of the day, where I go to the gym, I haven't seen it as much. And even when I went to the gym in New York, I really didn't see it as much. It just might be your area, bro. But I do think he's probably right that the entire male population, out of the entire male population, very few guys can actually, bench 225.
Day 4 of my water fast, I'm drinking these amazing raw electrolytes in my water, staying hydrated. Feeling great, slept better last night than I have in a long time, and I'm feeling awesome. So I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully, power through day 4. I'll keep you updated.
Don't do a water fast, gang. That is the fastest way for you to just crash. Yeah, you might do it successfully for a week. I don't know, about 2 weeks. But bro, just go in a caloric deficit, bro. Like, one thing my client said, when that stood out to me is that you're going to eat. Like, you're going to eat. You can either eat to accomplish the goal like you said you were going to, or you can continue eating down a path that you don't want to. But you're eventually going to eat. As a human being, you need food to be able to survive. You need food to be able to do things that you even do on a daily basis. You need food. So you're going to eat. So if you know you're going to eat, why not just eat the right foods, eat the right amount, so therefore you can be in that caloric deficit and lose the weight in a way where you'll actually enjoy it. Like, this is basically putting yourself in a position where you're going to suffer. You're going to hate it. You're going to dislike it. You're going to feel like, damn, I want those cookies, and that's all you're going to be thinking about, because guess what? You're not putting yourself in a position where you're going to feel fuller. You're not putting yourself in a position where you're actually going to give yourself fuel. You're not putting yourself in a position where that's going to lead you towards success, or even giving yourself a chance to actually lose a good 50, 80, 100 pounds and successfully keep it off. Like, this ain't it, bro. Come on. Water fast, cabbage diet, all those things, bro, you guys need to stop doing, man. And just eat in a caloric deficit. If you don't know how to, hit somebody up so therefore they can teach you how to. Come on, gang. Come on. 862 18 to 19 to 20% body fat. Nah, I would say, bro, you're more like, yeah, I would say, so for me, when it comes to like 12, 11 to like 13% body fat, you could tell when people have the serratus anterior. The serratus anterior is right under your chest. It's a thing that when you get so lean, you can kind of like play guitar with it. It's not your rib cage, but it's on top of your rib cage, right? You're definitely around that 11 to 12, even 13% body fat. Yeah, for sure, bro. You're a lot leaner than that. You're not 18 to 20. You're definitely a lot lower than that. And good shit, though. Good shit.
Bodybuilding prep has ruined my life. Over the past 3.5 weeks, I've been on 2,000 calories, 60 minutes of cardio a day, and my quality of life deteriorated very fast. I reached a breaking point, I couldn't take it anymore, and I've binged for the past several days. I've gained 10 pounds in a week, and I've completely blown my prep for my show on July 25th. I'll no longer be competing in that show, but we're not giving up on prep.
One thing I will say is people think bodybuilding is easy. It's not, bro. It's not. As somebody who's bodybuilding and stepped on stage himself, it is one thing that you have to actually commit to. You have to. And if you don't have the mindset to fully commit, things like this are going to happen. And I'm not saying, he pulled out, he's this, he's that. No, it's okay to pull out, because at the end of the day, you have respect for the sport. You have respect for what you're doing, and you understand that, holy shit, this was a lot harder than I thought, so I'm just going to take a break and get right back into it, which is okay, because it really is hard, bro. Bodybuilding is, like, once you commit to a show, you're literally committing to changing your entire life. Changing the way you eat, changing when you wake up, what you do after you wake up. A lot of things change. So I 100% like understand if you pull out, because it's not easy. Is it doable? 1000%. But is it easy? No. It's not. You have to understand that there's different protocols that you're gonna have to take. Your coach might tell you, hey, this week, we went from 2,000 calories to now this week we're gonna eat 1,700. Your energy is gonna be down, and it's to the point where it's gonna affect how you sleep, how tired you get, your energy for the day. It affects a lot more than a lot of people think it does. That's why when people step on stage and let's say they're like 17 to 20% body fat, bro, I see that as disrespect for the sport. I really do. And you might be like, well, that's just them wanting to show up, and they know they're not gonna win. Yes, they know they're not gonna win, but at least show the sport some respect. Show the athletes that you're actually competing against some respect, because those athletes are fucking dying to get themselves to that position. Like, if you've ever been backstage, you will literally see people like knocked, passed out, until it's time to get on stage. And then they get on stage, they flex, they go right back to it, to knocking and being passed out, and just like, Seriously. Seriously. Like, that's literally what happens backstage sometimes. So 100%, if you back out, that's okay, bro. Because at the end of the day, just give yourself the chance to get back into it with a better mindset. But most importantly, now you understand what it takes to actually achieve that next level. So he'll achieve it. He'll get there. He'll get there, man. Don't beat yourself down.
We're going to push the show back about a month or so, give myself more calories, drop the cardio, and approach this in a more sustainable way. Before, it was a crash by any means, just get shredded.
Yeah, that's one thing. When you're starting a bodybuilding show, you can't start out at low calories at 2,000 calories right off the bat. Especially if you have, let's say, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks left. You cannot start at 1,700 calories. You're going to lose a shit ton of muscle. A shit ton of muscle. Like, the best way to do it is to start out with a deficit that you can manage so you can retain as much muscle mass as possible. And then probably like the last 12 to 8 weeks, that's when you make those shifts. And again, micro changes. And as a coach used to coach bodybuilding, it's micro changes that can lead you to being leaner each week. And those micro changes could be, hey, I took off 200 calories this week. I took off 200 calories next week. And we just slowly bring it down until we get to 2,000, 1,700, probably by like peak week, which is usually week 3 to 2 before your show. And then that's usually hell week, which is 1 week before a show. And this is when you're at 1,600 calories, or probably sometimes below, depending on your height and who your coach is. Hopefully they don't put you on 1,200 and kill you. But this is where you really get low on calories, and it starts affecting way more than your physical. It affects your mental. It affects everything that you do outside of the gym as well too. So yeah, you guys gotta understand, bodybuilding is not easy, man. It's not. But most importantly, you do have to do it right. I think he's pulling out because, like he said, he crashed. If you just start at 2,000, yeah, you're bound to crash. But if you start at let's say 2,600 and you slowly bring it down as you go, and I'm not saying he should start at 2,600. Like for me, when I first started my bodybuilding show, my coach had me on 2,800 calories at like 20 weeks out. But by week 2, I was at 1,600, lean, shredded, and ready to step on stage. But I had a lot more muscle mass, which I think is the reason why I came in first and second my very first show. Yeah, because everybody else was on steroids, but guess what? All of them already started at 2,000 calories the minute they started prepping. That's not the best thing to do. Like, when a coach does that, it makes me question the coach. It's like, are you really a bodybuilding coach? Can't do that. 2,000 calories for the entire prep is dangerous. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got some value. Let's keep on crushing it, man. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed and you got some value. And remember, if you ever need any help when it comes to losing weight, getting back in shape, link down below. Reach out to me and I got you. But with that being said, stay blessed, stay beautiful. Peace.